everybody, Danny Music Man here, and welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you have had a fantastic day today. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is upon us. Oasis are back together again, and they're playing. In fact, they're playing in about like 2 hours, but yesterday on July 4th, Independence Day here in the US, they played for the very first time in 16 years. The reunion show was last night at the Cardiff Principality Stadium in Wales, and man, it was pretty baller. So today I just want to talk about, the set list, how everything sounded, the crowd, the whole shebang, and yeah, let's get straight into it. So Oasis have played their first show in 16 years yesterday, and man, I gotta admit, first impressions from this concert, it was absolutely fantastic. I think the sound, the mixing, the production, the EQ, all that stuff, listening to it through, speakers and from YouTube and on a TikTok live stream, which I know, nothing will beat actually being there. But from what I've heard, it sounds pretty freaking good, and the whole band sounds sharp. Everything sounds really, really clean. And yeah, the wall of sound that we know with Oasis is back. And I would highly recommend going to watch the YouTube videos of the people who were actually there filming and listening to the songs and the production. Really, really good. It sounds great. But the thing that I want to talk about is the set list, and then I'll talk about the individual performances later on. So first, the set list. I made a set list predictions video about a month and a half ago, kind of regarding, my predictions for the set list and how I thought it was going to be around 15 songs. I thought they were only going to play for like an hour and a half. I was dead wrong. I think they actually played a longer set list than I think a lot of people originally thought, because I kind of went a little bit conservative and I said, 15 songs, hour and a half. Some people were saying, no, it's going to be probably closer to 17 or 18. But hey, they played 23 songs, which is absolutely remarkable. I did not think that they were going to play that much. But of course, I'm glad that, the set list is longer, because that means we get more songs. And some of the predictions that I kind of made were kind of correct, I predicted that Hello was one of the contenders to be the opener, and sure enough, of course, they play Hello because it's first time back. Hello has to be the opener, so I understand that. Then Acquiesce, Morning Glory, Some Might Say, which is pretty baller. Bring It On Down, which is probably their most kind of punk rock-ish sound. I really like that song. Cigarettes and Alcohol, Fade Away for the first time with Liam Gallagher actually singing the vocals on this. Pretty awesome. Supersonic, Roll With It, Talk Tonight, which is, I did not think they were going to play that song, but I'm glad they did, because it's a very, very good song. Half the World Away, Little by Little. Do You Know What I Mean? They actually shortened this song, because if you know the actual Do You Know What I Mean song, it's like 6-7 minutes long. So, and plus Noel Gallagher has famously said that he thinks that album is way too long, so they shortened the song a little bit, and it sounded really, really good. They actually, I wasn't expecting this, but I just kind of assumed that they were going to play this song a half step down, because that's how Liam Gallagher sang it throughout his solo career. But they actually played it in the original key, the Wonderwall key, with the capo on the 2nd fret. So that's pretty awesome. Stand By Me, first time since 2001 that they've played this song. That's kind of crazy. Cast No Shadow, Slide Away, Whatever. I mean, Liam singing Whatever for the first time since 1996. That's crazy. Live Forever, and this was very cool. They dedicated to Diogo Jota, who, if you don't know, Diogo Jota and his brother both died in a car crash not too long ago, and so they dedicated Live Forever to him and the brother, and they had a full mural on the screen. Very, very cool and very nice touch. Rock and Roll Star, and then they had a 4-song encore with the Master Plan, and of course the golden trifecta of Oasis: Don't Look Back in Anger, Wonderwall, and Champagne Supernova. So I think this set list, even though maybe I would have added some more 2000s stuff there, I think that this set list is very, very strong. It is very kind of first 2 albums centric, with the exception of, Little by Little, Do You Know What I Mean, Stand By Me, and other things. But I'm very, very pleased with this set list. It's kind of it's a all killer, no filler kind of set list, and I kind of get it, because if this is going to be their last tour, supposedly, then you got to go in guns blazing. So very, very good set list, very strong. I would only change maybe a few things. Like I'd put maybe you know, songs like Columbia, Gas Panic, Go Let It Out, Lila, and several others, but that's fine though. I think the setlist is very, very good. The next thing that I want to talk about is the individual performances. Now, I gotta say, Liam Gallagher sounded absolutely ace, man. He sounded really, really good. Like, way better than I think a lot of people kind of thought he was going to sound. And he even though he had some kind of bad years from, I would say, 2006 to 2014, he didn't sound quite right, but in 2017 he had this crazy, you know, vocal recovery, and it seemed like with every year that went on, his voice would get a little stronger, a little stronger, a little stronger, and a little stronger, and he kind of changed the way that he sang. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if he kind of gave it a little more, you know, gusto, a little more oomph to this particular concert, because it's the first show back in 16 years, so he's going to be kind of up for this. And yeah, he sounded really, really good. I think this is probably the best he sounded in, I dare to say, even 20 years. I think he sounded really good in all the videos that I've seen. He sounds great. Noel Gallagher, of course, technically wise, Noel Gallagher is the better singer in Oasis between the two of them, and he sounds great. Of course, I saw Noel Gallagher 2 years ago here in where I live, and he was very good. So he sounded exactly the same, and he was fantastic in all the songs that he sang with his backing vocals. And it was very cool to see, you know, all these Oasis songs where Liam Gallagher and Noel Gallagher sing different parts in the same song. It's very cool to hear that together again. I thought like I said earlier, I thought the wall of sound with, you know, Bonehead and Gem Archer and Noel Gallagher, all three of them on guitar, sounded really good. Andy Bell, of course, very solid on bass. He's been with the band for 20 years, basically, ever since the Standing on the Shoulder of Giants days. Actually, sorry, scratch that, 25 years then. So he sounds very solid. And the drummer, I can't remember the drummer's name. Give me a second. Joey Waronker. Now, like I gotta say, even though a lot of people were like, who's this guy? You know, why didn't they get Alan White? Why didn't they get Tony McCarroll? Why didn't they get even Zach Starkey, you know, back to drum? I gotta say, I thought his drumming was actually very solid. He had some really good moments where there were some good fills. He really complemented the songs very well, and I thought he was very solid, and I'm very confident with this guy going forward for the rest of the tour, that I think he can get, you know, maybe tune up some little things here and there. Obviously, as the tour goes on, he'll get better and better. But I think he was very solid. Nothing really wrong that I noticed. He wasn't really, you know, offbeat at any times. I thought he was solid, so kudos to him. He did very good. Now, the overall reception to the concert has been pretty much, as far as I've seen, overwhelmingly positive. I saw a article that the tag was like, the reunion show to end all reunion shows. So that's pretty telling, and I agree. I thought it was, you know, solid. They didn't feel like a tribute band at all. They felt like a band that was actually, you know, they came back and they're, you know, with a bang, and they sounded really good. And yeah, man, I think the overall consensus has been that this first show has been great. Liam sounds great, Noel sounds great, everyone sounds great. It's been pretty much an overwhelming success for the very first show, so I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the tour. You know, hopefully no fighting, none of that stuff. And yeah, so anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your time. I just kind of wanted to let you know, give you an update on the first Oasis show in 16 years, and just kind of give you my thoughts and discuss, you know, set lists and stuff like that. So I want to hear from you guys though. What did you think? Did you think it was good? Was there anything that maybe you would change in the set list or anything like that? What did you think? Were you actually there in Cardiff? Please let me know if you were there. I'd love to hear about that. And yeah, so thank you everybody very much for watching, and I'll see you in the future. Bye-bye.